Norbert Raul and Jim Wetzel, if they're nearby, come up.
We've got 50-50 tickets for sale over here. The 50 part that we're keeping is going to the fairgrounds, and hopefully we can get that up there where you can make a little bit of money.
Sweet.
Thanks, Greg. Here.
Thank you. You guys move over here just a little bit. Yeah, you good. Okay. Is that one working, Norm? You had to drag him up. Oh.
Check.
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 There you go.
Hello.
You got it. So happy to have Norbert Raul on the left and Jim Wetzel here today. Norbert is a member of one of the most famous racing families in the country, definitely in Ohio. Norbert's the older brother of Ronnie Raul, and Kathy Raul is their sister. And these folks have a great personality. They love racing. They love their family. And Ronnie is probably the best known, obviously, of the two racers. Ronnie passed, I guess, a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, and unfortunately lost Kathy. But we're so happy that Norbert is here today and made the trip in. And Norbert, even though he's a little older, he started later in his career. Him and Ronnie always raced their local scrambles and so forth. But Norbert turned pro in 1965. 63. Became an expert 65, I guess. Yeah. It's expert 65. And did really well in the few nationals that. Sorry.
Is this thing working? Yeah, I guess.
But Norbert did real well in his few outings, including at Heidelberg, where he beat Ronnie, finished fifth. I think Ronnie was like ninth. But I think Norbert took a big ride at Troy, Ohio. I think he told me hit a big dip in the track, and it sent him flying, and received a shoulder injury and something else, and decided to just stick more with racing for fun and amateur. Norbert also had a long-time motorcycle shop around Mansfield, and raced out of there, helped Ronnie. But I'm not sure when he and Jim Wetzel met, but Jim rode for Norbert some. Jim Wetzel, if you're familiar with him, was a really well-known motocrosser, but he was also a really good flat tracker. He won the Hall of Fame in the novice class in 1964, which meant he was the highest points winner in the novice class in that year. And there was probably, 300 novices, 400 that raced in Ohio. And that was not just Ohio riders, that was anybody that raced in Ohio. But I wanted to get these guys up here. These guys raced in the 60s, and we don't have as many guys up here from the 60s as we would like. But just to talk about their days when they raced together, how they knew each other, and what they encountered over the years there. Norbert, talk a little bit about your shop and what you did with racing through the years.
Well, not a whole lot with the shop. Amateur stuff, but it's not working. Yeah, amateur stuff. And
Gotta speak into it, straight into it.
anyway, I had the shop till '78, and then I sold it. I guess.
Is that better there? To 1978. Can you talk a little bit about how you met Jim? I think you sponsored him.
This was way before that I met Jim. Yeah.
Well, now wait a minute. I met the Raul family when I was 15 years old. That would have been 58, 59, somewhere back in there. So we go back a few years, but we scrambled together in the early years, but then they went to half mile, Ronnie and Norbert, and my brother and I, we went half miling a little bit later, a few years later.
Well, I can remember Bill I met Bill way before I met Jim. You know, of course he was older. I don't know how much.
5 years old.
5 years older, yeah. And that's how I got to know Jim. You know, because me and Bill we raced together, and scrambles and stuff like that. And they used to have a race up in Cleveland at the arena.
Indoor race.
Yeah, indoor. And that was in 69?
No, 59, 60.
59. Was it that early?
Yeah, 59,
I
60.
didn't think it was that early. Okay. Yeah, we raced up there. Bill did. Did you race at the arena?
I did one time.
Okay.
And learned my lesson. So.
More like bowling pins.
I remember sitting next to George Reuter up there at the arena, and 3 times we took off. I don't know if I got into him or he got into me, but it put us down 3 times before we finally got going.
Yeah, indoor racing is a survival.
Yeah, indoor.
sport.
Yeah. It was close. You know, everything was right on top of each other. And it was so smoky you couldn't see nothing. All 2 strokes.
But Jim, you were a really good flat tracker. What got you interested in motocross? Because I know you've raced flat track clear up into the late '60s, but you're primarily a motocrosser.
I had a pretty hot novice year in 64, and then Norbert had an extra Gold Star, and he was campaigning his own Gold Star, so he offered that to me for my amateur year, and I thought, oh man, this is great. A Gold Star from the Raul family. I'm in heaven. Well, what I didn't know was that Ronnie and Norbert were running the national circuit, and I kind of got thrown into the deep end real quick, and I didn't have a whole lot of success. But I had fun, and I stuck with half mile for another 4 years. Rode a Triumph after Norbert quit riding, and then got into pro motocross, and we got in on the ground floor of that whole motocross movement. And my brother had a shop and was a Husqvarna dealer, and we had it pretty good in which would have been 68, 69, 70. So we had a lot of fun motocrossing.
So did you ride the support classes when they had the Interams and so forth, like Delta and stuff like
Yeah,
Hills?
we'd ride all the Interams in the summer. I won a couple support class races for Interam, which was one down in Atlanta, Georgia, which was a big win for me, anyways. And I was on Husqvarna the whole time.
Did you race directly with the Europeans when they came over? Because Jim Ziegler told me about when those guys came over, they were just unbelievably fast.
Well, we were on the same track together, but I can't say I raced with them, no. They were in a league of their own, and I was a halfway decent local amateur rider, could hold my own in the support class, which had some junior factory riders in it, but nothing like the Europeans.
So did you and Norbert travel together, ride together a long time?
We never traveled together.
I don't think so, no.
No, he'd show up with the bike, and I was one of those guys that I'd ask Norbert, could you push that out for me? I'll just swing my leg over. I like the Gold Star. The Gold Star was a lot of fun to ride. I don't think I really did very good on it. I think maybe my best finish was a third in the Ohio State Championship one year.
Well, tell him about Heidelberg.
He stole your motorcycle is what you told me.
We went to Heidelberg in '65, I think it was, and I was an amateur, and Norbert was an expert. And we got done with practice, and I was feeling pretty good. I didn't like Heidelberg. I liked a pea gravel track, a slider. And so Norbert comes up to me, he says, Jim, I'm going to have to borrow your bike. And I said, borrow my bike? What do you mean? He said, well, I'm having trouble with mine, so I'm going to have to commandeer your bike and ride it myself. And I said, well, what are you going to say? It's his bike. So he goes out, has one of his best finishes ever, 5th place. And I attribute it to my bike, of course,
Yeah, anyway, that was the year I done pretty good at Heidelberg. I was running second and third, believe it or not, up with the top boys, and it kind of scared me. I said, what are you doing up here?
Well, see, I never had the opportunity to see you ride. And again, I mentioned this last night, but Norbert Raul's biggest champion's Billy Kennedy. And so, but he described, and other people described, Ronnie was always sideways up at the fence, throwing the pea gravel. They said Norbert had a different style. He more kept the wheels in line, didn't slide as much. Is that accurate?
Mostly straight up.
Mostly straight up. Still went fast.
That's
though.
what put me over the high side a couple times.
Well, guys, I just wanted to get you guys up here. It's a real.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's such an honor to have you here, and glad you guys came. Jim brought some amazing motorcycles. Norton Manx, Everett Brashear's Gold Star. Please wander over there and take a look at those. But guys, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.